And now, actually, God, I shouldn't have spent all those souls. Oh well. Now we can go over here. Oh yeah, and here is where Rickard and Big Hat Logan have taken up residence.
Yep. So if you're a sorcerer, you need to get all their spells.
Yep.
Especially all of Logan's spells, because then there's sort of a side quest you can do with him.
Yep. And then if you come over here. God, I remember when I first played this game, I had no idea how to jump because the game won't tell you. And I fell off here like I just did several times.
You gotta run.
I thought I was running.
You gotta run.
But that's my mistake for thinking that I'm running when I'm holding the run button.
Yeah, so Deprava's also played Demon Souls where you can't jump, so I think that maybe confused him as to what to do there. But you can jump in Dark Souls.
Even if the game will not tell you how.
Well, experience is the greatest teacher there is.
Yeah. But anyway, if you come over here now, we'll find that our good buddy, Domnall of Xenia, has moved, and he now sells
Super cool armors.
the armors of certain bosses. He sells his armor, he sells the Golem armor, and he sells Ornstein's armor. And he sells Gwendolyn's armor. Shall we get Ornstein's armor?
Sure. I actually wear it a lot just because it looks cool.
I mean, it looks pretty great.
He will also sell Artorias armor once you do the DLC, and that's probably the coolest armor in the game.
It's pretty great.
Oh, the other thing, if you kill Smo last, he sells Smo's armor.
Yeah, whichever
one of them you kill last is the armor you can buy.
Yeah, and that's the soul that you will get, and you can use their soul to make a boss weapon. I don't know, should I get Ornstein's spear?
No.
It's actually not as good as this.
But I mean, you need to make it anyway, right?
No, I don't need to make it.
What? I thought it was a boss weapon you had to make.
I mean, yeah, it's a boss weapon that you have to make for the achievement, but yeah, to get Ornstein's spear, you have to trade his soul.
You have to get like a spear up to +5 or something.
Plus 10.
+10, and then use a soul on it.
Yeah, if you get a spear to +10, most of the boss weapons, you need to get a certain type of weapon that's like the base design for the weapon to +10, and then trade it plus the soul of the boss to the giant blacksmith in Inner Londo, and you'll get the boss's weapon.
And none of the boss weapons are really that good. I used the Ornstein spear because I roleplayed him once because I'm just a nerd, but it was pretty fun because it shoots out lightning. Although it's really not a very good weapon.
Well, the problem with Ornstein's spear is that it takes like a whole bunch of let's go ahead and just put the Ring of Fap on.
Like it has weird stats.
Yeah, well, like it takes strength and dex, but then it scales off of faith, and so like in order to use it really well, you need like a really weird spread of stats. So now I'm sort of.
But now, see, that looks awesome. You're a little bit big old lion knight.
Yep.
Look at you lumber about.
I know. I'm
Look at those
lumbering
rolls.
indeed. Those are not the best rolls.
Well, you're pretty heavy.
Yeah, I know. I thought, what does it take to get this guy to move? I thought.
He'll be there.
Okay. Alright then. Down to New Londo we go.
And again, if you are not interested in this, you can just go ahead and give the Lord Vessel to Frampt! And do all that stuff, and it'll tell you clearly what you need to do, but
Yeah.
if you do it this way, it adds sort of a wrinkle to the plot and what you think is going on.
Yeah, if you do Frampt, you're able to do the 4 great souls that you need in any order. But if you do this, then you have to kill the boss here first.
And this is something that you just know because we've played it a bunch of times. But I mean, if you're just playing it the first time, I guess you could conceivably just think, well, we haven't done this yet, I'll go to that area.
Yeah,
you would also technically have done the catacombs first, probably, and come to the point where there's the blockage there. So there's our friend.
Yep, who's dead. And this area has ghosts in it that can only be attacked and hurt if you are under the effect of a curse. So either you can get yourself cursed, which I don't recommend, or you may use a transient curse item that temporarily gives you the effect of being cursed and allows you to kill the ghosts.
And option B is the way to go, by the way.
Yeah, option B is in fact the answer.
Although if you do get cursed, the only person who can heal you is like intricately placed inside this area.
Yeah. So just use your transient curse, kill the ghosts who actually are...
and the thing is, the effect of transient curse does wear off, so you have to reapply it, but it lasts a pretty long time, and you'll know when it goes away.
Yeah,
but don't think that it's just going to always be on until you die or something.
Yeah,
like that.
no, it lasts a fair length of time, and the ghosts actually have a chance of dropping it.
Did we already get the Firekeeper soul and everything over there?
Oh yeah, I always get that first.
Okay, that was about 2 years ago, so I don't remember.
Yeah, that was. You're not wrong with that time frame.
And again, you'll notice as we do this whole area that there is no bonfire within New Londo. Although we did find a Firekeeper soul, so there may have at one time been a bonfire. There's also a more delicate way to do all this. Deprava's just bum rushing.
Well, now that I have Ornstein's armor on,
you can also just be more careful.
Yeah,
that's allowed.
It's permitted, I guess.
Those ghosts, though Deprava made it look easy, do actually do pretty good damage, and they can stun you. So just be careful if it's your first time.
Yeah, if they can outstretch their arms and do sort of a grab move.
Oh, there it was.
And the grab move is actually quite dangerous.
And there's just a lot of them. They're everywhere. So just be careful.
And there's a transient curse. So now we've got 3 we can work with.
And New Londo looks pretty intimidating. Like, it looks super confusing, but it's really not too bad.
Yeah,
you can either just watch this or get a guide that'll tell you exactly where and how to go.
It's really not that bad.
Having bad lag issues here.
Are we?
Yeah. And you can also knock down a ladder so that you don't have to go down that, going through that whole building like we just did.
And if you stand right here, this is sort of a weird cutoff point where the ghosts behind here will not go past this, so you're relatively safe if you stand right here. And as we can see, there's a door there and a gap that opens out into looks like a valley.
Yeah, and notice there's kind of like a dam-looking door there and water everywhere.
Yep. And then in
This
here
is such a beautiful zone too.
is probably the most dangerous house in the world.
It's up there. Though not as dangerous as Rob Zombie's House of 1,000 Corpses.
Oh god, that movie.
I haven't seen it, but the one Deprava just killed is a banshee.
Yeah.
Or I call them screamers, but it's a banshee, and so when that one sees you, it will scream and draw all the other ghosts to her. So you want to either kill it before she screams, or just deal with everyone.
And actually, that banshee is the only way to get probably the rarest weapon in the game. Whereas the ghosts will drop a ghost blade, I think it is called. The banshee will actually drop her own weapon, which is like a jagged dagger, I think it's called, and only the banshee drops it, And there's only 2 Banshees in the whole game.
And it's not a high drop rate.
And it's not a high drop rate.
Oh, miracle.
Yep.
And did we mention that there's a lot of ghosts?
Yeah, there's a lot of ghosts in this house. If you're not wearing good armor, the usual plan is to...
don't do this if you're not wearing good armor.
Yeah, is to run past the house up onto this ledge, sort of over there, and bait the ghosts out to follow you and sort of pick them off. If you head
really, it's... You just go very carefully and just try to draw them out in as little numbers as you can at a time. And here, this is the guy that if you do get cursed, he can heal you of the curse. And he mentions that you have the Lord Vessel.
Yes, obviously you only get this dialogue if you have the Lord Vessel, and he'll give you the key to the seal. And then we learn of the boss of this area, the 4 Kings. And this is where we learn of the Abyss.
Right, and if you had spoken to Frampt, he would have told you about the 4 Kings already.
Oh, right.
Interesting, because they talk about Artorias and the Abyss. We'll meet that the DLC is sort of retcons a bit what... Well, not technically, but, well, I don't know. It sort of retcons what... if you had just played the original game, it would seem as if Artorias traveled to New Londo and the Abyss there. And that was that. Though you'll see in the DLC, it was actually the Ula Seal Abyss and some other stuff happened. But we'll get to that later. But, you know, why not just rewrite your story when given the chance?
And then here's the Curse Bite Ring. Oh, and God, there's another ghost.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Oh, yeah. The way that it works is that if you are under the effects of a transient curse, then the ghost attacks are mitigated by armor. But if you are not under the effects of a transient curse, then ghost attacks go through all armor and makes them much more dangerous.
And again, anytime you see an item, it's going to be guarded by ghosts, so just know that.
Oh, and then here's where we got an item floating in space. Yeah, normally the tactic, instead of just running into that house, is to run to about here and kite some of the ghosts this direction.
But the house is also very doable without it. You just take your time and go very slowly. It's completely doable without that.
Yeah.
And you run around the top here, and there's items, of course. You can jump onto the roof of where we just were and get items there.
And then this offers a nice view of...
the sunken city.
Yes. And actually, we cannot do this yet because we haven't killed Sif to get the Abyss Walker ring.
Oh, we didn't do Sif yet?
Nope. So this is how you come get this, which is a rare ring of sacrifice. That's an item where if you put it on and then die, you will not lose any of your souls or any of your humanity, I think.
And the curse will be broken if you're cursed.
And you will not become cursed. So that's very helpful for something that's going to come up later.
So I guess we're just going to homeward bone it?
No, let's just... I mean, we can open up the gate.
Okay.
Might as well open up to the bottom.
Yeah, the 2 goofballs here forgot that in order to do the boss, you have to kill Sif first. Sif was the loyal wolf companion of Artorias, who walked the Abyss, and so Sif, of course, has the ring, which lets you walk the Abyss.
Yes, so this opens up the main gates to New Londo.
And the water will rush forth.
Yes, which are located in the Valley of the Drakes, which is where we emerged from when we got out of Blighttown.
And it's actually one of the cooler... This whole area with the Valley of the Drakes and everything is one of the cooler areas in the game, I think. It's just really well done.
Yeah, and if we
and
read...
across the Valley of the Drakes, pretty much right across from New Londo, is another doorway, which leads to sort of the Dark Moon Basin area, which was Ula Seal. So I guess maybe there was some trade network going on.
Yeah, and so from the key to the seal, we learned that New Londo was sealed by the Keepers in order to contain the Abyss and the Dark Wraiths, and that all the ghosts that we've been killing are the ghosts of the citizens of New Londo who were drowned when the city was flooded. We also see that Ingward, the man that I was talking to on top of the bridge, was a keeper, and that his gear is the same armor that you can find in Blighttown. And that armor references another keeper who, after flooding New Londo, went to Blighttown in order to try and cure the curse. I mean, the poison at the bottom of it, and was ultimately unsuccessful. So from
that's the doorway to Ulasil, sort of.
Yes, and this is also yes. This route takes us back to Darkroot Garden, which is Ulasil, and right in front of us is the Valley of Drakes. So this was the main trade passage between the two kingdoms.
By kingdoms, we just made cities.
Well, yeah, pretty much cities.
It's the city-state model. I'm not sure where anyone farmed. Maybe they never did.
There are farmers in the old Ulasil forest, so maybe they had stuff there.
Yeah, but those look like groves. I mean, actually, like corn and wheat and.
Yep.
Where do they get their grains?
And so now we are at the floor of.
And notice how it's just bodies.
It's just bodies because all these people.
That's not mud or grime. It's bodies everywhere.
Yeah, all these people who came here to the doors to try and escape when the city was flooded, and just couldn't.
And those are drakes that you're pretty safe from. They won't aggro unless you get super close. But if you're feeling cocksure, you can run past them and get items.
Yep, and I'm gonna run past them to get to the bonfire.
The bonfire.
But yeah, as we said, there is no bonfire in New Londo. There is a Firekeeper soul indicating that there was a bonfire there. But it was lost when the city was flooded.
And you can either do this bonfire, which is the one that was down under in the cave in Darkroot, or you can just use Firelink too, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, I prefer this one.
Well, we gotta let people have their choices.
Yeah, but I think that this one provides an easier run back to the boss.
If you can dodge the drakes.
Yes.